Hey guys, today I'm filming my next update in my chopping block series for 2019. If you guys have not seen my intro or any of my updates, I'll have my playlist linked up in the cards. And basically, at the beginning of the year, I chose a set group of products that I wanted to test and make a final decision whether I wanted to keep them or not. Also in these videos, I do let you know any products that I've returned, anything I had to throw out because it went bad, and any other random beauty products that I chose to return. I'm also testing out and decluttering polishes this year, which I will save to the end of the video in case you are not interested. And I did recently film a really big update, and I filmed a separate, really huge declutter. I'll have it linked up in the cards as well. And now I'm going to go through all of the random products I'm choosing to declutter, and I'll save the returns for last. So I have actually a decent amount of products here, not a ton, but I am really happy with the amount I have here considering I did just do a huge declutter of my collection. So first I'm getting rid of some mini primers. I'm going to give these to my friend Ami. So this is a mini of the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer, and this is one I know Tarte really loves. And the reason I am passing this one on is because the Ulta Diamond gift for, I'm trying to remember what month it is, for November was a full size of this primer. So I am going to pass on the mini because I definitely don't need them both. And then I have a mini of the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. This is one of my favorite pore filling primers, but I do have two full size pore primers I'm trying to work through right now, and I don't want this to go bad while I'm trying to work through those because those are older in my collection, so I want to focus on them first. So I'm going to give this to Ami while it's still nice and fresh. And the next thing makes me so sad because I just purchased this, but it was from TJ Maxx, and you cannot return used makeup to TJ Maxx. So this is one of the Lorac Beach Matte Baked Hydrating Bronzers in Siesta Medium. I really wanted this, and I'm going to play with it a little bit more, but I'm going to give this to my sister. So here's what this looks like, and again, it is the medium shade. This is just like, I mean, this is a medium shade. Y'all can barely see that. It just, to me, doesn't show up enough. And that was like a swatch. So putting my brush in there, it's not that intense. I don't know. I feel like this doesn't show up very well on my skin tone, even though it's a medium shade, and I am very fair. So I am just really disappointed by that. The next two products I have are some funky highlighters. This is one of the Too Faced highlights in the little jewelry box. This was the original shade. I know they've released a few more since then. I'm not sure what the name of this one is, but it is the one that's like a green pink duochrome. It's a really interesting color, but it's just not for me. I wanted to be like fun and try these different highlights, and I couldn't make this one work for me, so I am going to give this to my friend Amanda, who I know will really love it. And the same with this. This is the Kat Von D Alchemist Palette, and my friend Jean gifted this to me a little while back, and I think the colors in here are very pretty. And this has been popping up at TJ Maxx for like $10 recently, which is awesome. So definitely go look at TJ Maxx and Marshalls if you've been interested in this product. And I know even on the Kat Von D website, this has been very cheap. So there are 4 shades in here, one more green, more blue, more purple, and more pink. And really the reason I'm getting rid of this one is because I do now have 2 duochrome highlights from Ofra, one more blue and one more pink. And those are the kind of colors that I'm going to use. I'm not going to use something more green. And these are very beautiful, but a little bit too intense for me, and I do prefer the Ofra formulas. Then I've got some eye products. So this is something I got in a little Ulta freebie. This is the e.l.f. Shape and Stay Wax Pencil. Part of me is interested to try this and see how it compares to my NYX Eyebrow Shaper Wax Pencil, which has been discontinued, but those last me a year. I'm working on one pencil and I have 2 backups. So for that reason, I wouldn't get around to this until like 3 years from now. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. And then we'll see after I use up all those backups if it's a product I still enjoy using or not. So then I have one shadow stick I'm letting go of, which is hard for me because I do love my shadow sticks. This is the Balm Batter Up Shadow Stick in the shade Outfield, which is a beautiful like olive green, but I'll swatch it next to that liner from Urban Decay. So this is right here. This is so dark for me. You guys know I don't really wear dark shades on the lid. I have very small eyes, so I think dark colors make my eyes look even more closed off. If this was the color of the Urban Decay liner, I'd be obsessed, in love, wear it all the time. But this is just too dark, and as a base under those more golden shadows, it makes them too dark for me. So I would rather just use a gold base under my olive eyeshadows than I would this. So I'm going to send this to my friend Jean, who also loves shadow sticks, and she's never tried this formula. You guys know the shade Curveball from this line is holy grail to me. I've used it up. I do want to repurchase it, but a lot of the colors in this line do run a little bit dark, and this one is just too dark for me. Then I've got a couple black liners I'm letting go of that I haven't used, and I do still have several in my collection. Again, most of these are little freebies that I've held on to because they're formulas I want to try, but like I said, I just don't use black liner very often. So this first one is a mini of the Lorac Front of the Line Pro Black Eyeliner Pencil. I'm going to send this to my friend Natasha. And then this one is the Clinique Quick Liner for Eyes Intense in the shade number 9 Intense Ebony, and this is a full size, but I got it as a freebie because it is like sample packaging, and I love that Clinique does that. They do that all the time with their liners, that they'll be included as freebies. This was in a Sephora Play, but it's a full size liner. This is a really nice formula. However, again, I have tried this before, so I would rather try out new liners, and I don't wear black pencil liners very often. And my husband just started working at a new job. I mean, it's been a couple months now, but his boss was asking him to ask me about like what some good pencil liners would be, and I told her this one, and since I haven't used it, I'm just going to give this to her along with some like mascaras and a whole bunch of hair products. She said that she would take anything, which is awesome. I love finding new people that are interested in trying products so that I do have more people to give things to, so I am going to pass this on to her. The next thing was really hard for me, and I literally just made this decision before I sat down to film this video. I am decluttering the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions palette, and this is a very pretty purple palette. However, I don't love the formula. I did purchase this one and the Green Obsessions last year, the Emerald Obsessions. I returned the Emerald. I thought that one was terrible, and this one was like pretty good. However, since then, I've not used it at all since when I very first tried it, and it just, every time I look at this, it makes me sad and mad at myself that I didn't return it when I had the chance. And for that reason, I just didn't want to sit there and look at this anymore because I'm probably not going to reach for it. So I'm sending this to my friend Jean. Jean hooks me up with so much amazing stuff, and she was so excited to have this. So I feel good about this decision, sending it to her, because I do think she'll use it more than me, and literally every time I looked at this in my collection, it made me upset. So I wanted to get rid of it for that reason. I mentioned before, I don't love the mini Huda palettes. I like her larger ones, but the minis are not my favorite. I don't understand what Huda has over me, what her palettes have over me. But yeah, I didn't love the formula of this one, and I don't need these colors. I do have a lot of purple shimmers in my collection and purple matte, so this is going to my friend Jean. And the next thing that I'm giving to Justin's boss is this Pure lip gloss from the Out of the Blue collection. It's a light up high shine lip gloss in the shade Focus. This is a really beautiful everyday wearable shade, and this gloss is pretty, but it's not something I have to have, and I thought this was a really great everyday wearable shade for Justin's boss, and I know she was excited to try some makeup, so I'm sending her a lot of hair care and a little skincare, but I wanted to send her a handful of makeup products that I thought she could get some good use out of. Then I have a few more lip glosses I'm getting rid of. So this is a MAC lip gloss I got in an Ulta freebie bag in the shade Lovechild. It's a pretty color, but it is a little dark for me, and I know MAC lip glosses can be pretty sticky, which is not my fave, so I'm giving this to my friend Jean. Then I'm getting rid of the rest of my Anastasia mini lip glosses. I do still have one full size in Kristen, which I am going to keep because I do love that color, and it is a little older in my collection. So I have another of the shade Toffee that's unused, so I'm going to give this to my friend Ami. The other one I'm going to give to my friend Jean, along with the other Anastasia lip glosses that I have. So this one is Saint Tropez, which is a really pretty shimmery, a little bit more metallic pink color, and I don't like metallic lippies at all. And then I have this beautiful shade Vintage, which is a really pretty light pink color. I am passing it on as well because, like I said, I just don't love that formula. So I'm just popping in to show you guys some products that I'm going to be decluttering. I already have friends I'm going to pass these on to, so I don't want to wait until my chopping block update to give them to my friends. So I've got face, eyes, and lips. We will start with the face products. So in my collection, I currently have 3 of the travel sizes of the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I did get one as a little freebie with a product that I had purchased from a Box Charm Facebook group, and I'm going to send this one to my friend Courtney K. I know this is a product she really likes, and I have so many backups, I don't want one of them to go bad, so I'm going to give that to Courtney. Then I have this e.l.f. Make Me Matte Loose Powder, and I believe this is supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay Velvetizer. I just tried this as a loose powder and it wasn't my most favorite, so it's something I could definitely use up, but I don't love it, and I have a lot of other loose powders, so I'm going to send this to my friend Amanda, or Fashion Footing. Then I've got some cheek products. So this one is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Exposed. I've had this forever. It still works, but I just wanted a new one. So I'm going to give this one to my sister when she comes to visit this weekend. She usually goes for more peachy blushes, but I think this would be really nice for her as well. And then I'm going to see if she wants this. If not, I'm going to give it to one of my other friends. This is the little mini Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl highlighter in the Diamond Dust shade, which is a really pretty like opal color with a pink shift. But this is very similar to Ofra Cloud 9, and I do prefer the Ofra formula, which is why I am passing this one on, but it is a good product. This is just a mini version. And then these last two cheek products. So this is the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach Blush. And then we have the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow Palette, and I actually was able to get these products to show up on my skin, again because I am so fair, but I don't know how often I'm going to reach for these over just the amount of very summer blushes I have in my collection. For eye products, I have two ColourPop Super Shock shadows, and I put these in my monthly makeup basket to really test them out, and I decided they're not for me. So this first one is in the shade Plaid. This is a Deep Hunter Forest Green. It is a matte finish, but it actually does have a little bit of shimmer in it, even though it's called a matte. And then we have the shade Lit Ear, which is a really pretty deep teal, and this is an ultra glitter finish. This has a very dark base and it can look very dark on the eye, but the glitters do show up nicely. These do perform well. They're still very creamy, but for me, these shades are just way too dark for me to wear on my lid. I think they make my eyes look really small, and you guys know I just don't wear dark colors in general, so while these ones are still creamy and good, I'm gonna pass these on. Next, I am getting rid of two of the Pixie Liquid Fairy Lights. The white shade is called Crystalline, and the yellow gold is called Sunray. I'm going to send these to my friend Amanda Alexander. I have three other shades that I'm keeping, but I don't use any of them a ton, but I definitely don't really use these two shades very much. Then I have some palettes. So this one, again, I'm going to see if my sister wants it. If not, I might end up keeping it. This is the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. So I've already used up the matte cream in here, but then the rest of the colors that you have left, these shades look the same. Like, these two shimmers look the same. These mattes look the same, and I love this color right here. It's so unique. I've mentioned before, I don't love the mattes in the mini Obsessions palettes. I just don't think that they're as good as the ones in her more full-size palette, so this is something I just don't reach for very much. Next, I have the Urban Decay After Dark palette, and I used this a few times, and I love that it is these beautiful jewel tone colors, but I just know I'm not going to get the most use out of it. I really like this color Lounge. It kind of looks like a beetle, but I'm not going to get the most use out of this one. I just haven't reached for it very much in the year that I've had it, maybe a little bit less than a year. And I'm going to be sending this to my friend Amanda Alexander, who will get some more use out of it. And then the last one is the BH Cosmetics Royal Affair palette. And this is something that my friend Jean gifted to me, and I always feel terrible when I'm re-gifting something that I was given. That makes me feel like a jerk. I'm glad that I do always find a home, like someone that will actually use it more. That makes me feel better. But yeah, I'm sorry, Jean, Amanda, anybody that sent me products that I am then passing on to someone else. I'm sorry. I hope you're not upset with me about that. So I still actually have not used this palette, but when I thought about it, I can see that there are some colors in here I would really like, but overall I don't think I would get the most proper use out of the entire palette. So I am going to be sending this one on to my friend Courtney K as well. And then I only have 2 more products. They're lip products. This is the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Atta Girl. I actually have a Buxom lip gloss, which is like the same shade, and I don't use lip toppers very much, so I'm giving this to Courtney. And then I have the Bare Minerals Gen Nude. This is their like lip lacquer in the shade Pout. It's a really pretty color, but this is just a little bit of a thick formula for me that I'm not obsessed with, so I'm going to be giving this one to my friend Jean. So those are all the products that I have pulled out of my collection to pass on to some other friends at this current time. So those are all of the random products I'm choosing to declutter. Now I will go through the things that I've returned, and I am going to be talking about the things from my September haul and my Ulta 21 Days of Beauty haul. So for my October haul, I have filmed that video already, but I haven't edited it yet, so I don't remember what I hauled and if I've returned anything or not. So if there's anything in that haul that I did return, I will mention it in my finale for my chopping block. So in my last update, I did mention 2 lip colors that I wasn't sure if I was going to return or not. The Persona Lip Gloss in Peach and the Dose of Colors Liquid Lipstick in Beautiful from the Minnie Mouse collection. I did end up returning both of those, which I do feel good about. I mean, I loved the way that that Persona Peach lip gloss looked on my lips, but it just didn't feel the most amazing, and it didn't last for a good enough amount of time for me, so I am still happy I decluttered it, but man, I love the way that it looked on me. So I'm going to start with the returns for my September beauty haul, which I will link in the cards as well if I still have any cards left. So I did already tell you guys I was probably going to return the Dose of Colors sponge and the Zoeva Coral blush palette, and I did return those, but since I returned them unused, I don't have any thoughts to share with you. But I did test out the Too Faced Natural Lust palette, and I did tell you guys in my haul video I was likely going to return that one as well, and the colors were very pretty, but it was not a great palette. Like, some of the shades I was able to build up decently well, but they just were not very pigmented, and they looked very dull on the eye, which was a shame because it looked like a really beautiful, intense palette, but no, I didn't like it whatsoever. I usually like Too Faced eyeshadows. I think, like, I've got the Peach palette, the Peanut Butter and Jelly palette, Just Peachy Mattes. What else do I have? I've got the Gingerbread Spice palette, which I really love. I think those are really good shadows. So Too Faced is kind of hit and miss, and I just wasn't happy with the formula of that palette, and it was still pretty pricey for me, so I did return that. I know some people have found it at TJ Maxx for around $30, but for me that's still too much, so I'm not going to purchase it. And then I actually have several things that I returned from my Ulta 21 Days of Beauty haul. I had gone crazy and I tested things out for a long time, and there were some things I liked, but I realized at the end of the day I just didn't need them or love them enough to keep them. So I know that's bad, and I feel bad when I return all these things that I tried because I didn't need to try them in the first place, so I do feel bad about it. And I know that those products are going to waste, but there are return policies for a reason. So I'm just trying to go through my list of things. So I was actually going to return the MAC lipstick in Cream in Your Coffee because I didn't love the way that shade looked on me, but I actually didn't return it in time. I was going to go like the next day, and then I realized, oh my gosh, it expired the day before. And then I did decide to return the Lime Crime Wet Cherry Lip Gloss in Naked Cherry. I didn't love the cherry scent. The color was pretty, but it didn't last on my lips for very long, and it was a very similar color to my lip color, so it just didn't do a ton for me. So I did return that. The same with the Dose of Colors eyeliner in the shade New Flame. I did keep the color Teddy because it was very unique, but I do feel that that shade New Flame, which was that red liner, was irritating my eyes a bit. And I realized that I love the ColourPop formula so much more that I would rather buy some of the new ColourPop gel liners instead of that one, and I could get like 2 ColourPop liners for the price that I paid for the dose. So that is another reason why I returned it, because I know I love the ColourPop formula and it is cheaper. Then I did return the Cover FX Gripping Primer, and I thought I would really love that one. I thought that'd be great for my oily skin, and it did help my makeup stick to my face, but it didn't actually help keep me matte. I did still get pretty greasy, and for that reason I did return it, because it didn't do everything I was hoping it would. But if you are looking for something to just help stick the foundation to your face but not make you look too dry, that probably would be good for you. I just didn't love it for me. And I do have a couple minis of the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which I do like. So because I had something so similar and it wasn't the best with my skin type, I did end up returning it. I also returned the Kopari Lip Glossy. I had the original one. It was just a little too greasy, slippery, and it didn't properly hydrate my lips. I also returned the Tarte Amazonian Clay Highlighter in Exposed. I'm wearing it today. I do think it looks very pretty, but it is very buffed out. So it does actually have some glitter particles in it. It looked very chunky on my cheeks, and it did really emphasize texture. I think that the shimmer is beautiful, but when you get it in the shade, it is a little too dark for my skin tone. So if I had a skin tone that was a little bit deeper, I think it would look beautiful, but it just isn't the right fit for me. And I do have a lot of highlights in my collection right now. I would rather use Star Island from Ofra because it is a little bit lighter and it's a smoother formula. It's not so glittery. So because I bought something very similar at the same time, I would rather keep the Ofra over the Tarte. I did also return the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation, the shade Fair. This was really hard for me. I am wearing this one today, and this is a product that does have medium coverage. It has more of like a glowy finish, and I want this to be my makeup preference. And it did look beautiful. I did have to put some blemish concealer on, and I did need to set it with a matte powder, but by the end of the day, it wears off very bad. It looks very patchy, and my skin just eats it, even when I'm using other mattifying products with it. So as much as I like the way it looks initially, I never wear my makeup for a short period of time. It's always for a long period of time. And I really wanted to hold on to this and make myself like this product, but I just decided it wasn't gonna work well enough for me, and even on sale it was still very expensive, so I am going to be returning that. The next thing I returned was the Kylie Matte Lip Kit in Cocoa K. I did keep the Velvet Lip Kits because I love the formula of the velvet finish and the colors are very pretty. Cocoa K is a very pretty pinky nude. I was tempted to keep it because of the color, but Charm, that is like a single velvet, is a little bit warmer, but it is a similar color and a formula that I do like better. And I'm not wearing it now. I did wear it earlier today to make my final decision, and it's actually not too drying of like an ultra matte formula. I do like it better than the ColourPop formula, but because I do have something similar and a formula that I prefer better, I did decide to let that one go. And I did also return the Mario Badescu Mint Lip Balm. I liked the way it felt initially. It was a nice thick lip balm, but it did leave my lips feeling a little bit sticky, and it wasn't that hydrating. When I posted my video, I had some people, or I did have one comment where someone said it like saved her lips, and my lips are actually very chapped right now, and I put it on several times and it didn't help me at all. And it was inexpensive, but I know it's gonna take me forever to get through, and I have several other lip masks and lip balms I do need to use up that are older, so I am returning that. The next thing I'm returning, and the last thing I'm returning actually, is the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Cork, which I told you guys I was scared of. It was like a dark warm brown. It was a pretty color, but it was just too much for me. I just could not handle it. It wasn't brave enough. I didn't like it enough on me, so I did return that as well. So lastly, we have my nail polishes. I tested 14 polishes over these past 2 months, and I'm only keeping one, and this is something I'm keeping for now, but we'll see. So the one I'm keeping is the Julie G nail polish in Eden, which was from a fall collection a couple years back, and this is like a pea soup green. I don't have anything else like this. It's a really interesting shade. I kind of like it, I kind of don't, so I am keeping it for now, and I need to wear it more. I just really like a lot of these polishes. I just tried them on to get my initial thoughts, but this is something I need to like wear for a week to decide if I love it or not, so this is staying for now. The rest of these are all gonna go, which is sad. Some of these colors I tend to gravitate towards purchasing wise, but I don't love the way they look on my nails, or I have some things that are similar but a little lighter that I wear more. So I'm just gonna run through them. This is Butter London Slapper. I did love this in its heyday. I actually got a lot of use out of it, but not something I'm into anymore. Same with Zoya's Talia, which is a similar blue. I love Zoya formula, but not the color. And then I got another one from Julie G in Karma, which is a similar blue. I've got some More bluey greens here. This one is KB Shimmer Teal It to My Heart. Then I've got some from Essie. These need to be shaken a little bit. So this one is Naughty Nautical. This is First Timer, which is just like a weird looking grass green on me. This Essie Naughty Nautical has shimmer in it, which I don't like. Then I've got Zoya's Charlie, which is like a gray olive, which I don't love on me. And these are newer to me, which is sad. I just didn't love the way they looked on my nails. This is Pretty Serious Morning Java and Baron von Beautiful. Then I have more like a cool tone brown. This is also from Julie G in the shade Henna. Then I've got some shimmery ones. This is the Revlon Parfumery and Winter Mint, which is like a dupe for that Deborah Lippmann Mermaid polish. Then I've got Butter London's Bluey and Deborah Lippmann Across the Universe. So getting rid of all of those and just keeping this pea soup green. So I do feel pretty good here. I did get rid of a decent amount of things, but I kept a lot of fall lippies. I would like to thank you all so much for watching this video. I know it was pretty long, but I appreciate your patience. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know your thoughts on these products, and I would love to know what things you may have decluttered from your collection recently or things that you returned. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.